Okay, I said I was going to put a little video up so that way you can see how I started this lab, and so that way it can help guide you with the lab as well. I understand sometimes you read the paper and you're still kind of like unsure of what to do. First thing is, there was actually 2 classes when I put this in on Monday, on the 7th. The due dates were, ended up being like the 8th. So like they didn't even have like a full day to do it. Today, which is Tuesday, the 8th, I actually had internet problems with the rain that came in. So some of us may have also had internet problems. First thing is, I apologize. My goal is definitely get the assignments and the work up on the Blackboard for you prior to Monday. Prior to you coming in on that Monday or having Monday assignments, my goal is to hopefully have it up. That way you can hopefully print out, okay, before Monday. That's my goal. I apologize. I didn't do that. I didn't get it up till Monday. Then I apologize because I had internet problems on Tuesday. Some of you may have also had internet problems, and I don't want to penalize anybody, and I definitely want to give you more than one day to get an assignment done. So if you go back and look now, I extended it from 9/11 to 9/12 to Saturday, as well as I extended the due time from noon to midnight Saturday. Okay, so that gives us a little bit more, another day. I apologize. Believe me, the last thing I want to be is unfair. I'm not going to do it for one class and not the other class. And I apologize again for my mistake with that. Let's get started. Please make sure you go ahead and put your name on here. Reason why is because I understand you submitted, but when I'm actually reviewing on my computer, I'm just scanning and I'm looking and I'm reading and I'm grading the paper itself. I'm not looking to see the name of who I downloaded it from. So it helps me here. So please put your name up here. Next thing, it tells you that you need paper. I don't care if you got construction paper, you got color paper, if you got plain white paper, if you got notebook paper, whatever you have. Some kind of paper, a doll or an action figure. And some of us, you're going to have to go to your younger siblings. Maybe you might have to borrow it from the neighbor kids, right? I don't know, whatever you've got to do. And then colored pencils, which I know you have, and scissors as well. It says here, we talk about the metric system, extremely important because we use it so much in physics class. And we do so much conversions as well. Does it get smaller than milli? Yes, it does. Does it get bigger than kilo? Yes, it does. But I promise you that there should not be any problems that you're trying to convert a giga to a milli or a micro to a deca. Okay? Since I didn't give those to you here, and I'm not going to give those to you for you to do those conversions. Is it possible? Yes, it is. But these here are the most common, and this is what we're going to utilize for the school year. Next thing it says here, let's go ahead and write down the name of who's going to be your assistant today. So today I went ahead and found Barbie because I had to use my daughter's, their choice. But I also have Boxy Girl who was willing to come help as well. But I don't think I'm going to use her. She's sweet, but she's kind of got a huge giant head. So Barbie and Boxy Girl, it's up to you. You might want to use a stuffed animal. You might want to use, I don't know, a Power Ranger, I don't know, Doc McStuffing. I'm trying to think of some other little action figures or things. Okay, so whatever it is that you can use. G.I. Joe. Oh, the smaller, that's the reason why I'm really not using the Boxy Girl. The smaller the action figure, the more difficult this is. So imagine when we actually do this lab, you do this lab with a partner in class, a group of 2. And imagine how tall a regular person is. 5 foot, I don't know. Let's just say you used a person, they're 5'5". Okay, that's a lot easier than using a little bitty character here. And if you use a smaller one that's only just so big or so, it's going to be even more difficult. Okay, so Barbie actually works really good. And the reason why is because I can use this paper here and look at it. Barbie, if I set her this way, she's too long here and I need her legs, so don't cut them off. But if I put her at an angle, her legs are here, her head is over here, and it says on number 2, your assistant's length will become your new measurement. Please go ahead on number 3, have your assistant lay down flat on the paper and trace them out without marking on them, right? Especially if this doesn't belong to you. I'm not sure. Maybe y'all still have Barbies or Power Rangers, which is fine, right? Action figures. But my kids would get upset if I colored in Sharpie on their dolls. So I need to kind of move her arm out the way. Come over here, trace her head. And it's not perfect, okay? It is not going to be perfect. Here it is. I've got it here. So it says, you're going to pretend that this is your new base unit for length of measurement. Okay, traditionally we use a meter stick, right? And here's my meter stick, my meter stick, my meter stick. Unfortunately, we're not in school, okay? So instead of using a meter stick, and I can't give everybody a meter stick, we're going to use this, and we're going to call this our new unit of measurement for length. Now, for an example, if you were in class using a friend and your friend's name was Bob, now you're going to have a bob. A bob is going to be the distance, okay, that you're going to use. That would be like 1 bob. This is Barbie, and it says here in black, go ahead now, cut them out and label. So this is a Barbie. Now I need to cut her out with scissors. And once I do that, she's going to look like this. It's a Barbie. This is my new base unit of measurement for length. Okay? Now that I've got my Barbie cut out, it says here that we're going to go ahead and mark the deci units. Okay? Or it's going to be a deci Barbie. Why a deci Barbie? Because remember, these are prefixes and they go in front. Prefixes, deci Barbie. By dividing it into 10 equal parts in red. Okay, well, let me get out of there and over here. So now you've got an option here. Normally in traditional classroom, I would not allow you to use a meter stick or a ruler to do this. You would have to figure out, it's almost like one of those thinking kind of games or thinking questions. You would have to figure out how to fold her so that way she can be 10 equal parts. But right now you're not in class, so I can't restrict you from using a ruler. So if you wanted to use a ruler at this moment, because I do want it to be correct, and I can see how tall, wow, she's like, oh, wow, she's almost exactly a foot tall. So I need to go ahead and divide her. Right, this half is going to have 5 sections. This half is going to have 5 sections. It's going to be in red, and the reason why, so it's easier for me to measure. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Don't be lazy, and don't come over here and do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what we need to do, cut the lines. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh man, that's too big. I need to make it smaller. Let me redo it. 1, 2. Well, what the heck? How am I going to know which line is which? Make sure you know exactly what you're going to use regarding the length. And since you're at home with a ruler, then use the ruler and make sure you do it correctly. Okay? So if this was me and I'm using a ruler, I would say from here to here is going to be the distance of half of her. And then I would get that number, divide it by 5, and then I would make my marks and make my marks over here. And you're going to make your red line mark all the way across. If you make a mistake, get another paper or flip it over. But don't have this many red lines, and I'm supposed to know that this is the correct red line and that's the incorrect red line. It's not going to work for me. Okay? So just wanted to toss that out there. So you're going to do the red lines all the way to where there are 10 equal parts. Those 10 equal parts are going to be equivalent to the deci. Okay, so let's look at actual meter stick. It's broken into 10 equal parts. They break it up into 90, 80. The whole thing would be the 100. 90, 80, 70, 60. And if you look at that, that's 10 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So from here to here is 1 deci of a meter stick. How many decis equal 1 meter stick? A base unit, 10. And this is how big from here to here is 1 deci. Okay? Now a deca means that you got 10 full meter sticks. Okay? And a hecto means you got 100 full meter sticks. Alrighty? So we did this in red. Now let's keep reading. It says, let's go over here and mark the centis by dividing 1 deci unit section into 10 even parts. From here to here, because remember, you're going to do the red lines for the whole thing. From here to here is 1 deci. It's a deci Barbie. What you're going to have to do in blue is you're going to have to divide from here to here into 10 equal parts. Don't guesstimate. You've got a ruler. Use that. And I'm expecting it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I guesstimate it. And look at that. So from here to here would be 1. From here to here, right? That would be 1. That would be 2. That would be 3. That would be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do you see that? But you need to make sure that you use your ruler and do it correctly. Now it says here that you're making centi Barbies. So from this line to this line, that is what we call a centi Barbie. Okay, now let's go ahead and look at this. Here is 1 deci section of my meter stick. From here to here, from the 80 to the 1 to the 81, that is 1 centi. And 100 centis together equals 1 meter stick or 1 base unit. Okay, and so I have it, look, divided 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're going to divide her. That's why I'm saying if you use a smaller action figure or a smaller Barbie, it's going to be really hard to use. This is easier by using an actual person. But we got to do what we got to do. If you want to use an actual person, I guess, go ahead and tape all those pieces of paper together. The next one, it says here, now mark a milli unit, and we're going to make a milli Barbie by dividing 1 centi unit section into 10 equal parts in purple. Alrighty, here's my purple. That means from here to here, it doesn't matter which section. It could be from the 5 to the 6. It could be from the 8 to the 9. And you're going to cut it up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, I understand that it's like impossible to divide this into 10. But I expect you to try. I expect you to make your lines in purple. Because I want you to see that this is a milli on a meter stick. From that line to that line is a milli. And 1,000 of those little lines lined up is equivalent to 1 meter stick. Okay? 1,000 little lines. And this is an actual meter stick, right? That's pretty tall. Look at this. I'm trying to do it on a little tiny Barbie. Doing this on an actual person size is doable. It's difficult, but doable. Doing it on a Barbie, I understand. But I want you to get the point that if this is one quote-unquote Barbie, which is my make-believe distance, then those red sections that we divided are a deci Barbie. And then these blue sections that we divided in 1 red section, because doing all of them is a lot. 1 red section is a centi Barbie. And if you go to the centis and divide that up by 10, that is going to be a milli Barbie. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that part done. You've got some questions here. How many deci units are in 1 base unit? Well, how many of these sections? Hopefully you answer 10, just like a meter stick. Okay, you're going to answer the rest of those questions there. And then it says you need to, on number 8, now take a picture of your assistant next to their cutout. You're going to get your assistant, you're going to get their cutout, and you're going to take a picture. Okay, no picture, no assistant like this, minus 20 points. The fact that I can't see you in class where I can actually get this and take it home and grade it means that I'm going to need these pictures to show me documentation that you're doing your assignment. Okay? I'm skipping down to letter F. Measure the length of a room in your house. I don't care which room. It could be your bedroom, it could be the kitchen, it could be the living room. Okay? Using your new base unit, you're going to use this. You're not going to use a ruler. You're not going to use a meter stick. And please don't even think about using a yardstick because that's the English system. You're going to go ahead and use your new base unit, which is a Barbie, and you're going to go from one side of the room to the other, not around the room. So if this was your room here, you're not going to measure the parameter. You're going to measure from here to here is what you're looking for. Now it says here that you must measure it to at least the deci's of your new base unit. So for an example, if it's 20, don't give me 23 Barbies. It took Miss Munson 23 of these Barbies to measure the one room. No, I'm sure it wasn't 23. It could have been 22.6, but we got lazy and we rounded. I cannot stand rounding, okay? We need to go down to the 22.6, and the 0.6 would be 6 of those red sections, okay? That's all we're having to go. I'm not asking you to go to the centi or the millis. I'm asking you to go to the deci's. So the 0.10, okay? Kind of like when you ask, well, how many past the number? If there's a decimal, do you want me to go one number past and then round? I'm asking you to go to the 10th place, 10th, and round there, okay? Now take a picture of you measuring the room with your new unit and attach it to the lap paper. So now that means that you're going to get your phone, camera, something, and you're going to have someone take a picture on one side of the room showing you there with your Barbie or your whatever on the floor measuring it, okay? From this side to that side. Again, no picture, minus 20 points. I need that documentation that you're doing this. So you're going to have somebody at home take a picture of you. Alrighty? Let them know that this is your homework or your lab paper. Again, the lab papers count as much as a test grade. I want our first 6 weeks to be amazing. Okay? Please don't not do an assignment because your GPA now is going to drop down. You didn't come here to collegiate to have your GPA drop, okay? You came to collegiate to keep that GPA up, to go ahead and graduate with an associate's degree and plenty of college hours and be ahead of the game, okay? So go ahead and get that done. Again, it's due on Saturday instead of Friday by midnight. Alrighty, have a good day.